try to get together, but
no, it's all right. It's worth the wait for me anyway.
Hope so.
So yeah, well, we'll discuss the upcoming last kumite.
Yeah. What do you think?
Which Sean got me in touch with you for.
Yeah. I'm very excited about it. Very, very, very happy to be doing a martial arts film again. Can't wait.
It looks awesome from that cast list alone. So I've got you and Cynthia back together again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, my future wife, Cynthia Rothrock.
Is that right? Is he a fan? Did you see Sworn to Justice with Cynthia and myself?
I have seen it, and I saw it again the other night, and I thought, how dare he? I think is that her only love scene in a film? I think.
Say that again. Is what?
Was that her only love scene in a film, and it's with you?
Yeah, I believe so. I think so.
We have a term over here called "lucky get." So there you go.
So but we get to work together again. So that's gonna be a real treat. You know, I haven't seen her since. Honestly, I haven't seen Cynthia since we shot that film.
All right.
We texted or emailed back and forth a bit, but that's it. You know, and that was recent. So looking forward to seeing her again. From what I've seen on the internet stuff, she looks great and she's still kicking. So that's good news.
That's good news, yeah, because she's over here at the moment. She's in the UK. I know she was in Mexico earlier this week, and now she's flown over to the UK and touring here. So
she's shooting something else, or she's just on vacation?
I think it's a martial arts tour she's doing here.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool.
But yeah, maybe a film together in London. You can set that up in the future.
I'm ready to go. Just say the word.
Because the Kickstarter has finished now, hasn't it, for the last kumite? So I believe it's reached its target.
That's my understanding. I hope that's the case. But,
it was last time I left. Anyway, so it's had my money. So
good. All right. Everybody's in. Ante up.
But yeah, I think it's a bit shrouded in secrecy, but yeah, it will be an 80s, 90s style of martial arts adventure.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
looking forward to that.
Should be lots of good action. We got some great characters, great story. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this.
I think so. It's just a shame it couldn't be done under the studios, but as such, at least it's getting made.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, maybe the last Kumite Part 2.
I have heard there's ideas for the sequel already.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, we'll come up with some good ideas for sure. They leave it. Well, I can't say much about it.
No spoilers here today. Right. Okay, let's go into my questions now. Sure. You appeared in an episode of Alf, which I did love at the time.
Did you like Alf?
I did love Alf.
Yeah.
A lot of the jokes went over my head as a child, but watching it now, it's quite edgy.
Yeah. You saw the episode that I did?
Yeah, I loved your jumper.
So funny. Yeah, Alf was a lot of fun. He they used a small person for when he was walking around, like in a suit.
Yeah.
And then whenever he was moving and talking, there were puppeteers underneath the flooring of the stage, and they could work the ears and the pump. And then there was a guy in a control booth as well with like the little antenna and ears and things like that.
Because I think your character never actually sees Alf, does it?
No.
Sneak in the background because you're dating the daughter.
I'm a little disappointed in that. Yeah, and I saw the daughter years later when I was doing Guiding Light, American soap opera in New York City. I ran into her, and I believe she was studying law in New York. Had I think given up the business, at least at that point in time. Who knows? She may be back acting, but I think she was studying law. Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, imagine my surprise looking at you.
Well, she living with Alf is, rubbed off on her a little bit.
Yeah, it was a weird episode where he's lusting after this teenage girl and you're dating her, but
yeah, exactly.
And then there's great rock song he makes for her.
Rock video, yeah.
Yeah.
Once in a while that comes on and somebody will call me and say, I'm sitting here with my kids watching, some children's channel, and there you were with Alf. So, yeah, claim to fame.
Yeah, because what were you a martial arts artist first, then into acting, or did you have the bug for both?
Yeah, I was a martial artist from about 12 years old on. I still do it. So
Nice.
yeah, I started at about 12, and I didn't really start acting till I was about 20 years old, something like that.
Nice. Hang on, we got some people in the chat. We got Echo Zero saying hello.
Hello.
Rob's vintage video. He has just literally watched No Retreat, No Surrender 5 minutes ago.
No, really? Awesome. That's great. Love it.
Oh, hang on. Straight. First question from the chat there. Go on in.
Okay.
What is it like working with Van Damme? Because there was he attacked. Well, he was fighting someone early on in that scene, and it got a bit out of hand. Apparently, they were blaming him for being a bit too.
Yeah, I get asked that question a lot. He, the only him and I got along great, but and had a lot of fun. But the only thing I remember is that the scene with Pete Sugarfoot Cunningham.
Yeah,
and he I think Pete goes into the ropes and comes back out, and Jean-Claude does a back spin kick or something like that, and accidentally really hit him and it put him out for just a little bit. But so I got Jean-Claude back really well after that, because he was really nervous and felt horrible and was like, I got to be careful and all that stuff. So we waited until I was doing my final fight scene with him, and I had makeup give me a blood capsule. And I waited to that scene where he has to jump on top of me, with his knee and grab me and pull me up. And I bit down they didn't keep it in the movie, obviously, but I bit down the blood capsule and spit out blood, and it just freaked him out. He thought for sure he'd done it again. This time it's worse. The guy's got internal bleeding. But we got him good. It was very funny.
Yeah, because I noticed when I watch it, it says like he's introduced as Carl the Russian, but then in the end credits, his name's not even Carl something. It's like it's Ivan the Russian. Carl Bresnik or something in the credits, and it's
there was a few screwy things in there, right? To say the least.
Well, I recently watched. Well, I made a video where, because I used to watch it on the old VHS here, and this is the copy I used to watch it on. Yeah. And this is a totally different edit to the one that's on the Blu-ray now.
Yeah. Which do you have a personal preference of the different?
Well, I like the VHS opening titles because it's got the proper logo with the dragon and everything on. But yeah. But there is a lot more in the Blu-ray
European version. There's a European version and a USA version, right?
Mm. Yeah. Because it's all the middle part. It's all moved around. So like the disco is at the end and one version, and it's halfway through another version. But it's still
someone I was talking to not too long ago said that they liked the European. I think it's the European version. I forget now, but where in the ring with Jean-Claude, Jason starts thinking back to his scenes with Bruce Lee, and sees them in his head before he does it, which I liked better as well.
Yeah, makes more sense because do
you know what the original title of No Retreat, No Surrender was?
Ooh, go on.
You don't know?
There's Karate Tiger. I've seen it as in some
places. Karate Tiger or Karate Tiger.
Tiger. Sorry, yes, it's got the hyphen, isn't it? Yeah.
Karate Tiger. But in the U.S., when it was being cast and they were talking about making it, the name of the movie was called. Do we want to open it up to callers to see if anybody knows?
Okay, yeah, we'll leave it up. If anyone knows,
we'll come back to that later.
We'll come back.
The original name of No Retreat, No Surrender.
All right, if anyone knows, because I should. Mr. Bones is here. Good evening. He loves No Retreat, No Surrender.
Mr. Bones. Good. I love No Retreat. Thank you.
He knows about Cynthia Rothrock in Sworn to Justice. Yeah, we had a little bit of a chat about that, but
Cynthia was great. We had a great time. She's a super great gal, and we had a had a really good time. She's a great martial artist.
Yeah.
She really, really poured her heart into that film. I know that was a real labor of love for her, that movie, and she really she stepped up and she went for it every single day. There was a lot of dialogue for her, a lot of stuff to do, just in addition to all the physical stuff.
Yeah, because it's
And
revenge.
then she had to, be nice to me and kiss me on
Very
camera.
nice.
So that was hard. So, so she gets points for that one.
Yeah, because Chekhov's in it as well from Star Trek, isn't he? He's
Yeah,
of the
Walter
psych-
Koenig. Yeah.
I can never
He's
remember.
in it. Brad Dourif was in it.
Yeah, that's
From One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
yeah.
Well, she got to work with some. I didn't actually get to work with. I think I worked with Walter Koenig, but I don't think I had a scene with Brad.
No, I think it's just in the courtroom, wasn't it? With
yeah, I had a scene with Tony LaBianco, which is a
yes.
great character actor, and I'm trying to think of who else, but
I'm trying to think. Yeah,
yeah,
is it Richard Ramsey? No, was it? No. I've watched a few of your films.
Hey, open the lines. Does anybody know? But no, that was a really fun picture to make. I remember Cynthia and I were we were chasing Tony LaBianco's character when I get shot up on the rooftop.
Yes.
That was in February, I want to say. February. And we were in downtown LA and it was literally like 30 degrees out.
Okay.
I'm squibbed up with a little button-up shirt on and it's freezing cold. Yeah, but we had a great day. And I think they were shooting interestingly, I think they were shooting maybe it was the first one of the movie with Chris Christopherson and Wesley Snipes.
Oh,
Blade. Could it have been? This was back in
96,
back in
97.
96.
Yeah, it would have been
Could it
around
have been that one? Because I remember Chris Christopherson was on a sound stage right next to us. So whatever's being shot around that time, Chris Christopherson was in, and I think it might have been Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because poor Cynthia's family gets taken out, and then she has the psychic visions and becomes vigilante.
Right.
But yeah, then
thankfully, with all of her trouble, she meets a nice guy, and all good.
Does have a falling out with him towards the end, but then they get together at the end.
Right. Yeah. Well,
happy days.
Just like a rom-com, right?
It was. Because I guess. Yeah, there's a scene towards the end where there's the big fight, of course, and then your top comes off, you're in your jeans, ready for a fight.
Yeah. Wasn't it great how they get the shirt to come off?
You have to have the shirt off.
Yeah.
Don't work out for nothing.
Yeah.
See. Gregor Johns here. Great movie.
Thank you.
No Retreat, No Surrender. Yeah, that is true. Because I was thinking of what film I like more. I definitely like No Retreat, No Surrender more than Karate Kid.
Than Karate Kid, yeah.
More than Karate Kid.
There's been some talk. They made Karate Kid into a Netflix series. I'm sure you have. I guess you have it in the UK, right? You have Netflix and all that.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Cobra Kai.
What is it?
Cobra Kai, isn't it?
Yeah, Cobra Kai. So so there's been for a couple of years now at least they've been talking about No Retreat, No Surrender series, but I know Keith Strandberg was in talks with somebody. He's the writer of No Retreat, No Surrender. But I don't think anything's become of it to date. But thank you for saying that. No, that's pretty cool.
Well, I need to thank you because you're the one that got me into martial arts film. This No Retreat, No Surrender, I think, was the first martial arts film I saw.
Yeah.
And it just blew me away.
Wow.
Like, that first scene at the ending where you get into the ring just by kicking, jumping over, that was just awesome.
Oh, thank you. Well, they had great choreography for that film, and they were Ng Ewan and they were all out of straight out of Hong Kong.
Exactly.
So in fact, really no one hardly spoke English except for Keith Strandberg, who was a great interpreter. He spoke Chinese as well. And then, of course, Bruce Lee was Korean, so he only spoke Korean.
Yeah, I read that he read his lines just in Korean, and then you had to do yours in English, and then just
right. Well, what we did is they basically said he's going to say this, and that means he's saying this line here. Okay, got it. All right. The last thing he's going to say is, whatever. Okay, got it. And basically you just had to listen to when he had finished speaking and hear the words in your head.
Right.
It's a little tricky.
I bet
for a first time out of the box actor, but a little tricky.
Yeah. Oh, because it was your first.
It was my first sort of real acting job. I had some commercial things and some industrial films and things like that. But first sort of first movie, obviously, and first thing that I had done, that would equate to like film or television.
Sure. Yeah.
So
and then because it's a Hong Kong film, just in LA, isn't it, or Seattle?
Yeah. Seattle, Sherman Oaks karate and Seattle karate.
Because it does say that the filming location was Seattle for at least one scene. Is it the Bruce Lee cemetery? So, is that it?
We went to. I can tell you exactly. We shot for 6 weeks in L.A.
Okay.
We broke for Christmas. I went home to Kentucky to see my family. I had been in L.A. for 5 months. Maybe by then, maybe 6 months. And I went home for Christmas and came back, and then they flew me to Seattle for a week. And we shot all this stuff like in the Space Needle and Bruce Lee's grave and establishing shots of Seattle. Everything else is LA. In fact, when it's supposed to be Seattle, if you look real close, sometimes you can see a palm tree off in the distance.
It's good enough for Halloween. It's good.
I think it just adds to the charm of the film, though, right? I mean, that it's supposed to be,
Well, I'm from the UK. I don't know. There's no palm trees in Seattle, so. But did you know much about Bruce Lee and his teachings before you saw the film?
I knew very little about his teachings. Learned a lot, while I was shooting that. But had certainly been taken by my sensei to downtown Louisville to a old, movie theater where they were playing martial arts films and saw, one of those. The one where he's in the I feel like it's the one where he's in the fight in the alley and brings out the nunchucks and what's that?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I thought you know it. I don't know.
Yeah, because Kim Tae-jung was in Game of Death too, wasn't he?
Game of Death. Yeah, this was one of Bruce Lee's earlier parts, and I don't know where I first got interested in martial arts. I'll tell you. Actually, I can remember when I was a kid. There was a TV series called The Wild Wild West,
right,
with Robert Conrad.
Yes,
great TV show. My favorite as a kid, and he always did kicks and stuff. It was always in bar fights and things like that. He was always throwing kicks. And then I got a movie called not Sworn to Justice, but Sworn to Vengeance. Yeah, with Robert Conrad some years later.
Nice.
And I played the rookie cop, and he was the seasoned veteran cop, and we were investigating his murders. It was a made-for-TV movie, and we shot it in Reno, Nevada. But anyway, he said to me, don't think that you've invented anything new with your karate kicks. He goes, you know who the first person was throwing kicks was, don't you? I said, yeah, you. I used to watch you when I was a kid. That show was actually canceled because they, the networks thought it was too violent for that time. It was a 60s show, and they thought it was a little too violent. It's great. That's a great old series. One of my favorites still.
Yeah, because I saw Sworn to Justice today. So,
you watched it?
Yeah, I thought I'd have a look because it was a pretty good story. I know it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
But But I was
Sworn to Vengeance. You saw Sworn to Vengeance, or you saw Sworn to Justice today.
I saw both of them in the last.
You watched both of them? No kidding.
That's what I'm saying. Is it Sworn to Justice or Sworn to Vengeance? You have to pick one.
We had a great day just laying around watching TV, watching old movies. That's great.
Yeah, because you played a cop, and then I heard that you were applied to be a policeman before No Retreat, No Surrender, and that application came in around the same time.
Absolutely. My father called me one morning when I was getting ready to jump in the shower to go to the set for No Retreat, No Surrender, and he said, "Your number just came up. You've been called to the Louisville Police Department," and he said, "I guess you're not coming home, are you?" I said, "Yeah, not Dad." That was it. I'm happy with the choice. So, yeah, definitely.
But then you've also been in 3 soap operas. General Hospital, Guiding Light, and As the World Turns, is it?
Yeah. Actually, I appeared on a couple others too, briefly, just like little, 1-2 day type of things. But mainly, it was General Hospital for about 3.5 years, and then Guiding Light for 6, and then off for a few years, and then back until it was canceled in 2009. So I was on until the very end of that show. That was the oldest daytime drama.
I did see that because I think we didn't get any of those apart from I think we got General Hospital here.
General Hospital
in the 80s, but
did you?
I don't think
are there English soap operas? Do they have?
Fortunately.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, we got one. Well, there's one set in London called EastEnders,
and it's still around.
Yeah, it's been going since the 80s as well. And then there's Coronation Street, which is set in the middle of the UK, and then there's Emmerdale, which is set further higher in a village. And
and these have been around a while. These are how many years have they been on?
Well, Coronation Street, I think, was still going since the 60s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel! So you have older
3 times a week at least.
Daytime dramas than we do.
But
Guiding Light was the oldest. It started off as a radio show, and I think it was 71 or 2 when it finally was taken off the air.
Oh, right.
Something like that. Are you a Peaky Blinders fan?
I haven't watched an episode. I should have, because everyone says it's so good, but I keep forgetting to actually watch it.
It's good.
I'll take note of that. So you've done quite a few soap operas, but you've never been the evil twin?
Thankfully, I've never had to play the evil twin. No.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I know, right?
Although one of them you played 3 different characters or 2 different characters in one of them, I believe. A cop in one or something, and then come back as a different character. I can't remember.
No, I've only played the same character in all the different soaps. Yeah, the one. What was it? As the World Turns or whatever. I played a character that was just there for about 3 months. It was just a short run.
Oh, okay.
But so I don't even really count it. It's so quick. But General Hospital certainly a number of years, and it was one of the main characters, and then Guiding Light as well for a number of years. I actually don't know if you can pull it up. I'm not sure if it exists out there in cyberspace, but there was actually I had a fight scene in Guiding Light where I got to use my martial arts skills. Barroom fight scene.
Nice.
That would be interesting if we could find that.
I'm gonna definitely look for that now. It's got to be somewhere. Everything's somewhere.
It's got to be out there somewhere, right?
Yeah. Well, hang on. So Rob, he likes the that was Sworn to Justice.
Sworn to Justice. Yeah.
Yeah, the ending battle is good. Yeah, that is not pretty good.
Art Camacho, martial arts guy, helped. He came on the set that day and he helped me with that, and the director Paul Maslick. We all worked together on that final fight scene, and we that's what came out. But yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that scene.
Yeah,
not as flashy as the No Retreat, No Surrender stuff, but maybe a little grittier.
Yes. But it was exactly what it needed to be, a bit of a gritty fight right at the end. Take out everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Now my biggest bugbear with No Retreat, No Surrender, the 2-finger push-up, which I found out to be a lie.
Well, actually, I could do them.
I did hear that.
Clear, but they wanted it to look effortless. My fingers were a little too spread
Oh,
apart, and I was, pushing a little too hard.
I bet.
So, and plus, in films you have to do things over and over
Hmm.
in order to get the right shot, the
Yes, I
right
can imagine.
angle. So, I could do them, but yeah, not that
Not
effortlessly. Not like,
not for continuously for a
yeah,
good few takes.
exactly.
It would put a strain on you, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, but that basketball hoop with your legs and you're doing the
That was
sit up.
100% me. That
Yeah,
that
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 well, you look
backwards
fit enough.
thing
So
was kook. They've made that up there. Can you do this? And I go, okay, I'll try. And then we just did it, and we practiced
how
it
did you get
for
up to something like that?
20 or 30 minutes. What's that?
How did you get up to?
Well,
to do
they hoisted me up. I grabbed a hold, and somebody tied me in, or they put. I think they tied the rope up on the Beth one and said, "Can you just loop your legs in?" I had inversion boots, so I had done hanging
Okay,
things before, just not anything quite like that, where I was,
I bet.
going out and dipping back in. So, yeah, there was a lot of kooky stunts on that thing that I had to do that, just lucky to get through them, I guess.
So let's see. Yeah, the sequel.
No Retreat, No Surrender sequel.
Yeah, I know you weren't able to make it,
Uh,
but was it a different story, or was it they did the same story regardless of you being in it or not?
I don't recall seeing a script. That
Okay.
was part of the problem why we didn't reach an agreement there in the end,
Hmm.
was that things kept getting pushed, and there was someone else in charge at the time. I can't remember the guy's name offhand, but it wasn't Keith Strandberg or NG Ewan that I was
Okay.
talking with. And so it just didn't quite come together.
Yeah.
So, but I was gonna do something with him years later. I went and did General Hospital after that. So,
Okay. Yeah.
and years later, I was gonna do something with him, and then it just never panned out. There was a period of time where I think martial arts films started to die out a little bit. It was just harder to get them made.
Yes.
They had kind of a heyday. And then when it went back to try to get some things to happen again, it just didn't. And then, like, wanting to work as an actor, I took I took
Sure.
Guiding Light and went and did that, which actually turned out to be a great thing, because it was many years of steady television work, which
Sure.
is really good.
Because was it the last Kumite has Matthias Hughes and Cynthia Rothrock, who are also in No Retreat, No Surrender too. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, pretty
they
cool, right?
yes, yeah.
Everybody comes back together.
Everyone works with each
A,
other.
a friend of mine always says, he goes, if you stay in this business long enough, even even if you haven't done anything in a while, eventually somebody, he talks like this. He said, eventually somebody's going to come along and dust you off and put you back in front of the camera.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite martial arts movie and fighter?
Well, got to be Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Got to be Bruce Lee. Loved his stuff. I'm not sure what, if it's Enter the Dragon or I don't know. I liked them all. They were so fascinating for me. I loved watching him as a kid on the Green Hornet as Kato.
Yeah.
So he was just. I just thought when I was a kid, being able to do that, being able to throw kicks like that, and just that to have that athleticism was just the coolest thing. I just had to do it.
Yeah. Well, you definitely had it in No Retreat, No Surrender, where the bag's coming at you and jumping out.
Yeah, yeah. That was a really fun scene to shoot. They had, and it really, we set the mood a lot for that. We had the regular lighting and stuff, but you had the candles lit. We had an old abandoned, I don't know, maybe not abandoned house, but it was certainly a vacant house.
Okay.
In Alhambra, California, out in kind of a little bit outside of LA, and we worked there a lot late at night. I mean, we worked. I think I was on the set 15 hours a day.
Oh, right. Okay.
6 days a week. I think we got one day off.
Right.
And I had to be there the whole time, because they never knew if something was going to be something that they were shooting they couldn't shoot, and then they would go back to one of my scenes. But I was in almost everything anyway, so it just you had to be available, you know.
Right.
So I don't think I missed a day in the six weeks that we shot, except for like Sunday when we had the day off.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were the legalities of having Bruce Lee in it, or was he?
You know, I have no idea. I don't think Seasonal Films was too concerned about legalities at all.
I didn't think so.
It was a non-union film, so it didn't go through, you know. And you could do that, and you can still do that. You can still make a non-union film, but you can't have a union crew,
Right.
and you can't have union actors. And I wasn't union yet. Television show that I did right after that, you know, got me in the Screen Actors Guild. But yeah, so I was able to do it. And so, you know, and had I been in the Screen Actors Guild, I wouldn't have been able to do the film, you know, technically.
Okay. Yeah.
You know? You could do it, but there was always the risk of, you know, having the union, you know, come down on you or fine you or something for doing something that's not in the union. Look, the union's there to protect actors, you know, to make sure that sets are safe. I mean, we know with this Rust movie, you know, that sometimes even union sets aren't safe. And Brandon Lee's set when he was shot and killed on set. So the union's there to protect people. So it's a good thing. But as a young actor starting out, you just want to do something. You want to be in something. So to be able to you know, go out and get a union film like that and have it end up being successful, and you know, successful, you know, how many years later, it's pretty special thing, you know.
Yeah. Nice. Did you ever meet Brandon Lee at all, or?
No, I never did. Yeah. I love that last movie that he did, The Crow. I thought he did an amazing job in that film where he was actually killed on that set. It's so weird, the whole story with his father. I met Bruce and Bruce's wife, Brandon's mom, and sister at some point, at some function in LA after I'd done No Retreat, No Surrender at some point. Yeah, I think from what I understand, they had to get permission to film at Bruce Lee's grave. So, and I think that was definitely on the up and up, and they definitely made sure that they had their blessing, and my understanding was that they did at the time.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, that's a respectful thing to do for sure.
Yeah, because he's portrayed very well in the film, at least. So
yeah, absolutely.
Something like that.
I'll have another sip of my wine.
Okay.
While we wait.
The Californian wine. So do you still keep up the training?
I do. I don't know how to stop, really.
Oh, that's nice.
I guess I've had not too many, but I've had maybe periods of time where I didn't train very much. But I don't, you know, it's not something that you do every day, but it's something I'm doing at least, you know, once or twice a week in addition to other training, like running or cycling or lifting or, you know, something active every day. But
nice.
Yeah, definitely stretching and throwing kicks and working the bag and doing that stuff every week for sure.
Because
you still train?
Sorry, no. I cycle.
No? Yeah. You cycle? Yeah.
To work back about
you know, I don't train at a dojo. I just train at home. You know, it's just like setting aside that time to stretch and throw your kicks and you know, work on a few moves and or you know, work on a heavy bag and just keeping that up. I've always been and I guess someday you will, you know, you reach a certain age, you can't do it anymore. But I just was always concerned about, you know, not being able to do it. You know, if you don't do it, you can't do it. You know, you get to a point when you're 20, like when I did No Retreat, No Surrender, I probably had only been, I was actually a little bit stockier. I had only been lifting weights at the time.
Okay.
When I got it and they said, you know, no more weights, start running and we want you looking younger and we want you more, you know, slender. We want you skinnier.
Right. Okay.
So right away I had to do that. And they said, have you been working out? I said, yeah, of course. And of course I hadn't. I probably hadn't trained. I hadn't thrown a kick in a year or
Okay.
2 when I got neurotransmitter. But when you're 22 years old, you know, you're not gonna lose it, you know.
No,
But
no.
you know, if you wait till if you don't train from your 20s to your 30s or your 40s, then you
You're
might
gonna feel
lose
that
it.
in the morning.
You're gonna feel that in the morning, exactly.
Because talking to the VHS cut, there is the scenes with RJ when you're doing the training. A lot of that is missing, like when he's sitting on you eating ice cream and stuff like that.
Yeah, that got some raised eyebrows here in the States for sure with people that have seen that. It's been a bit of a. It actually made the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Okay.
Actually, I think the push-ups made the show, her show.
Okay.
As she was making fun of movies and she made fun of us.
Yeah. How dare she?
But yeah, they didn't. For whatever reason, they didn't have that scene of it. It's funny. I mean, he was a very funny guy, very very comical, great personality, just a good-hearted dude. People have asked me like, what happened to him? I used to see him all the time. You know, we'd run into each other, or he'd just show up at my apartment and say, you know, dude, what are you doing? I go, nothing. Come on, you know, and we'd go hang out. But yeah, I'm not sure where he is, but everybody asked about RJ.
Well, yeah, he shined in that film, especially his breakdancing.
Yeah. And I think he basically said, yeah, I can break dance and I can skateboard and I can do all these things. He couldn't do really anything.
I did see there's a few cutaways.
Rapped a little bit. He come up with his rap, but all the breakdance and stuff, they had to bring in a little breakdance double for some of his stuff because he just couldn't do it. But he told him, oh, yeah. Heck yeah, I'm a break dancer.
How does anyone trust any actors? Because was it the fly the backward kick when the leg is trapped?
Mm-hmm.
Was that someone else or was that you?
That was the choreographer. Yeah.
That was.
They asked me to do it. And I said, sure, let's give it a try. I had done a backflip, you know, on solid ground, but never with somebody holding my leg. But then they decided it wasn't worth the chance of me breaking my neck. So
it was a tricky one to do.
So they said, no, we'll have him do it. And he's the same one that did. He's the same guy that did it for Bruce Lee as well.
Oh, okay.
The same guy did it for both of us. Yeah.
Yeah, because was it Kim Jong? Did he know any martial arts, or was he just faking it?
You know, I'm not sure how much martial arts he knew. We didn't. We certainly, you know, got along as well as you can get along for two people that can't share one bit of dialogue together.
Sure.
You seem like a great guy, but I have no idea, honestly, if he was a real martial artist or not. Does anybody know? Callers?
Yeah, he went up to
callers?
Business stand, didn't he? So, but to my naive eyes back then, I thought it was Bruce Lee because I was unaware of his passing by then. So.
Yeah, I'm sure, right? Kids were, oh my god, Bruce Lee's ghost.
And then even though there's a cemetery scene, I thought, he's just it's fake or something.
How cool is that? How many kids wouldn't love to be trained by Bruce Lee? The ultimate sensei.
Nos from Pro Physical Media. Hold on to the vision.
Hold on to the vision, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
What are the favorite songs? Did you have a favorite song?
I think it probably is the end song, but what sticks in my mind more than the end is when they hoist you up and then he won. So they seem to put you down and then they seem to get you back up and say, yeah.
They dropped me.
I thought so.
Yeah, they dropped me. Listen, the background people that they got, they were literally like, you want to make $50? Okay, come on in. So yeah, I wasn't safe, but I didn't get hurt. So
yeah,
but no, I really like that scene. I like the way it pulls back.
Yes,
and I like that ending music with the drums and everything. I thought the ending was really cool.
A very good ending. But yeah, I did notice on the recent watch that they seem to put you down very quickly and then put you back up again.
Yeah. Gosh.
Oh yeah, the Peter Cunningham fight you have with him in the dojo.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to come at you very hard.
Yeah. I mean, they wanted him to come at me hard, and
Yeah.
you know, and I just had to take it. You know,
Dear.
I was, you know, at that age, you know, I was, you know, good at, you know, taking the fall when I had to. So, but that was the way to make that scene work, was to look like you were getting your butt kicked real good, and I did. So
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Because the girlfriend story in that, it's a bit. It just comes out of nowhere. It's
Yeah,
like
it's,
1 minute he's leaving LA, and next minute, oh, he's in Seattle. There's the
yeah.
girlfriend he's been.
Yay! Yeah, it's yeah, I did, you know, I guess they, you know, when they came up with the script, they just said there's got to be a girlfriend in there somewhere for him, and it, you know, you've got so much time to tell the story,
Sure.
and obviously in a film like that, the action sequences and the training sequences are more important than the girlfriend, but he's got to have a girlfriend. So.
You gotta have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But you get her a little bunny as well, so
I got her a little bunny, which was nice of me. You know,
it was, but you didn't get her any food or a cage for it, or
yeah. Oh, here's a bunny. Figure it out.
Yeah, it's very cute, but yeah, it will dig up your garden.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So look, I think. So yeah, do you have any idea when the last kumite is starting to film now? That, or is it going to be a few months while they sort out organize everything?
I am due to go to Dusseldorf on the 7th of June.
Oh, right. Lovely.
Yeah. So unless something gets put on hold, which obviously can happen in a movie,
Sure.
The date is June 7th for me to fly out of New York to go there. So.
I guess, does the writer's strike affect it at all?
No, the writer's strike, because it's already written,
Right.
and we're shooting out of the country. We're not shooting in the U.S. So
Okay.
it wouldn't affect it at all, to my knowledge. Yeah,
That's good. Because yeah,
I think anything already written can be produced. It maybe can't be rewritten. You know, changes can't be made. But whatever's already written could be done. But that also has to do with the Writers Guild. So, and people can write scripts that aren't in the Writers Guild, like, you know, being an actor in a non-union production.
Yeah, because I think was it Daniel Craig wrote some of Quantum of Solace when that came
out. Yeah.
Last night. But yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. His favorite track is "Stand on Your Own." It's such an inspiring song, and I get that from a lot of those early Van Damme Marshall films. What's your favorite song, Kurt? Oh, have we? Is that me? Am I still live? Is anyone out there? Is my internet gone? Anybody out there? Or is it me? Not you guys. Thank you, North. He's frozen. All right. Well, we'll see if he comes back. Nope, he's gone. All right. Well, I was going to wrap it up anyway, but yeah. So the film is The Last Kumite with Matthias Hughes, Cynthia Rothrock, Billy Blanks, Kurt McKinney, and others. So it's got music by the people that did Bloodsport and such. So I will bid you a good night. And thanks for joining. Until next time.